Well, incumbents, beware, because it only gets tougher from here. Voters' growing distaste for Congress should have some lawmakers a little concerned. Our next guest wasn't immune to its effects either, as his hopes for a fourth term in the Senate were cut short. We're joined now by Utah Senator Bob Bennett. Good morning to you, Senator.
Good morning.
So we saw your very emotional response to what happened to you just a week ago. Were you shocked when you were ousted?
We could see it coming. We had hoped that at the last minute we could get some of the undecided votes. They went the other way. On the first ballot, we were virtually tied. The second ballot, we went down. Shocked is too strong a word. My emotion was for my workers, my staff, and the rest of it, not for the loss of the seat.
Let me ask you this, because one of the things that the voters apparently were so angry about were a couple votes. You voted for the first round of TARP. But you were clear to me earlier that you did not vote for the stimulus, you did not vote for the auto bailout, you did not vote for the second round of TARP. So was it that one vote that they were so angry about, or something else?
It was a combination of things, but primarily it was simply the fact that I was in Washington and they hate Washington. You are part of the federal government, and the federal government comes across as some kind of giant conspiracy against the people, and anybody who's in Washington has to be part of the conspiracy. It wasn't logical, it was emotional, and the emotion trumps logic almost every time.
Yeah, because interestingly enough, you were rated, I think, 84% conservative, by the rest of, so you're known as a conservative senator. But let me ask you this. Life is about 2020 and being able to look back in hindsight. Right. What would you have changed, if anything?
I would not have changed any of my substantial votes because they were the right votes. I'm convinced at the time, and still am convinced, they were the right votes for the good of the country, and I would rather have a clear conscience and lose my seat than say, oh, I'm going to be calculating and vote this way or that way that will help me keep my seat, even if it's not the right thing for the country. So, looking back on it, I have no regrets.
What do you think of the Tea Party movement now, Senator Bennett?
Well, the Tea Party movement's been very helpful to the Republicans. It's awakened a lot of people. The question is, does it have legs, to use the Hollywood term? That is, can this movie, once opened to big box office, continue to draw? And for that, we'll just have to wait and see. I think every state situation is different. It's very clear from the polls that if I had gotten to a primary, I would have won the primary, regardless of the folks that were able to defeat me in the convention.
Right.
Utah is the only state that has the convention primary system that we have.
Exactly, and you also informed me it's illegal to run as an independent in Utah, so you have not ruled out running as a write-in candidate. So, people in Utah, stay tuned. Maybe we haven't seen the end of Senator Bob Bennett. Thanks so much for being our guest this morning, Senator.
You bet. Thank you.